So when did your planning begin as a department for the upcoming eclipse?
Well, I would say we started planning more intently, maybe in January, just after the first of the year. When we came back, we started planning. A large part of the planning really entailed a lot of research, what happened in other cities or states, and also really meetings to collaborate with other state, county, and local organizations and indoor agencies. I planned for a lot of events. My first time really planning for an eclipse. And trying to really understand what's all potentially involved. What are some potential community impacts that we may be facing, and then planning accordingly for various things. Really trying to make some determinations on how do we navigate with so many people in a very small, close-knit community. Part of the plan that we can deliver our services in a way that just minimize any type of interruption, if I may. Communication, as I mentioned, is definitely a large part of our planning, and I can say comfortably that we're prepared. You know, we plan for the unexpected or the unanticipated. So we may have resources that may not necessarily be deployed unless a particular situation warrants that. There will be a strong presence of first responders out, police officers kind of out. You'll see that station. I think you will see a number of visitors to the area, and I think you will see a lot of individuals really enjoying that, taking in the experience itself.
When did you, as a department and for your class, when did that start coming together? I mean, how long has this whole project been in process where you're thinking about all of these things and trying to nail down all the details?
I started thinking about doing this probably last October or November, that I knew this was coming and I thought it would be a good exercise for the students in advance to do. You get one shot to get it right. And I think that's something to keep in mind. Everybody's got to be coordinated extremely well and be ready for whatever might happen. I think we're extremely fortunate to have the tools at our disposal to be able to put something together that's going to have some lasting quality about what's happening in this once-in-a-lifetime event here at the University of Dayton on the campus and in the surrounding area as well.
For the eclipse, what do you think are those moments? What do you think is critical?
The most important things, I think, well, obviously we'll have filtered lens to get the actual eclipse happening and all of that. I think what we have to be aware of is how are people going to react? What's going to be happening in the environment and how all of that ties together. I think those reactions from individuals and what's happening in the environment are even more important than the actual event of the eclipse happening over that very short period of time.
And what do you think that locals can expect?
I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen, and that's a really good reason for us to do this, because it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Hi, my name is Jake Owens, and today I am here with...
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Morgan. I'm the Program Director for Race and Ethnic Studies at the University of Dayton here, and I'm also sort of one of the organizers of the Native People of America's Colloquium that happens every fall.
Awesome. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
I got a couple questions for you here, if you don't mind.
Certainly.
So my first question that I have is, how do you feel about the 2024 eclipse being viewed by people from various cultures and backgrounds?
I think it's going to be a fun moment for people to sort of learn across cultures about how different people think about this, have a chance to sort of learn and grow, and also hopefully to wear their glasses and not blind themselves.
Absolutely. Do you think it will foster cross-cultural understanding or dialogue?
I certainly hope so. I mean, this is the type of opportunity where people can sort of think about sort of where different people are coming from to think about this and try and sort of like gauge sort of like what they can take from that for their own perspectives.
That's great. Second question that I have for you is, do you think that the 2024 eclipse will impact your community in any specific way, whether spiritually, culturally, or socially?
I'm really looking forward to staying home most of Monday because I'm assuming that the traffic's going to be really terrible because we're in like the direct path of the full eclipse. I had some friends who were planning on trying coming down here, and they're like, wait, this sounds like it's going to be a lot of things happening. I'm not sure about this, and I'm sure campus is going to be pretty interesting. I think it's going to be, well, it should be interesting all around.
Absolutely, I agree. I think there will be a lot of chaos. Well, that's all the questions I have for you today. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, anytime.
Awesome.
Hi, Leon. This is Tom Morgan. Can you introduce yourself for everyone here?
Yo es Gano Guego. Right to Gejas, Hanata Dues, Tonawanda. Leon Sam Briggs from Tonawanda, Seneca Territory, upstate New York, on the U.S.-Canadian border.
I know, but they don't know here, that you have a long history of working with the University of Dayton. I told them a bit about that, but if you want to address any of that along the way, please feel free to. Can you share any cultural significance or traditional beliefs surrounding eclipses within your Native American community?
The eclipse, one of the things that we talk about is because when an eclipse comes, it's supposed to be the closest creator is to our physical life. So that's when we do sacred ceremonies, offering prayers, asking for guidance, because it's considered one of the clearest times that there's no interference between the physical world and the spiritual world.
How do eclipses typically feature in the oral traditions or stories passed down through generations in your tribe?
One of the things they talk about is how we prepare for them. They're considered very special moments within the nation. It's funny because all these scientists have to look at all this stuff, looking at the significance of it. It's considered a very sacred time, but it's also considered a time where we need to sit down and clear our minds and sit and focus and just listen. So instead of interfering, doing a lot of ceremonies or anything, it's usually considered as to be a very quiet time.
It's been really very exciting, and as we planned the celebration of the arrival of the eclipse, despite the uncertainty of the weather, everyone has been very positive and cheerful about sort of throwing their energy into making this happen, so that we'll have a gathering and we'll have lots of things like food and entertainment, education, and lots of fun things to do, because we think this is such an amazing experience that everyone, I hope, should be able to get something out of it. And honestly, even if the weather is bad, it's still an experience. It's unlike anything any one of us will ever experience again. And as a biology teacher, I'm always advocating us understanding nature. And this is nature to an extreme. It's just going to be amazing. I think UD is in a really interesting place to experience this, because people talk about the visuals of what's going to happen, or the sound, the changing the crickets chirping away or whatever. But there's also a spiritual component, and very few campuses talk about that. And to look at the corona, which, if you remember, is actually called the crown of the sun.
Yeah, not just a COVID
Yeah,
word.
it's not a COVID word. It's actually, it means the crown, like the crown of thorns, So it's like it has strong spiritual and religious elements. And so to have as many people experience that would make it even better.
There's been a campus-wide committee meeting since November that has been looking at all aspects of the eclipse and how it will impact campus. And part of that is sort of the educational impact of that, and then the actual bringing the campus community together to come together as one community to view it together on the day of the eclipse. We're hoping to have a kids table for kids activities, because we've encouraged faculty and staff and students, if they have family members nearby, to bring them. And then we just thought it would be great for everybody. Everybody's gonna be looking up. So why don't we do it together as a campus community? We don't have too many scientific events anymore that everybody gets excited about. One of the things that happened when I was in 5th grade was Halley's Comet was within sight. And 76 years from then, which I think was the mid-1980s, I'll get to see that again.
So today we are at the Dayton U.S. Air Force Museum, one of the largest Air Force museums in the United States. Behind me is the Boeing KC-135R Stratotanker, one of the many planes they have out on display here. People from all around the country have gathered here today for this eclipse event, and it is packed. So packed, in fact, that the city of Riverside has declared a state of emergency solely because of this event that they are hosting here for the eclipse. Many families, tourists, and service members have gathered here today to celebrate, and I can say that the energy is exciting and the sun is shining bright for now.
We're here with one of the band members of one of the songs you just saw and heard. First things first, what's your name?
My name is Senior Airman Merrick Chrisman. I'm with the Ohio Band of Flight, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
How was preparation for this event?
Man, we do a lot of rehearsals. When it comes to day-to-day setup, we got here at about 9 o'clock, started setting up, and then we did a sound check earlier today. But this is something that we do a lot, just we've kind of turned it down to a science to just getting everything set up. And I know that a lot of my coworkers have done a lot bigger gigs. Later this summer, we're doing an air show in Oshkosh, and that one's going to be a week long. That'll be a really big event as well. But yes, this has definitely been the biggest one that I have done as of right now.
I'm Sean Banks. We're in the middle of UD's campus interviewing people to see how they're going to like the eclipse. Let's get into it. Today we're here with
Jason Dybel, chair of the physics department.
And today we're just asking people around questions, but what are you doing here?
I'm actually part of the eclipse planning committee, so.
Gotcha. What are you looking forward to most about this eclipse?
Well, two things. First of all, this is my first total solar eclipse I've ever seen in my life, and you don't get too many opportunities to do this. But second, I love public science outreach events. We are all out here today having a good time. Everybody's getting along. We're having some good food, and we're going to enjoy an amazing, unique scientific event here that doesn't happen very often. So
it's a once-in-a-lifetime sort of thing. I mean, the last time I didn't get to see it. The last one we had, I wasn't in the path of Totality. And I think the next one, I definitely won't be in it, or 2044 or whatever that is. So this will be nice to see it.
Style them out.
And these are not university glasses?
Not university glasses.
Right. Are they ISO certified?
Yes. My parents gave them on Amazon. They're like, here, you're going to get a better view than us, so.
We're here in the middle of the Air Force Museum, and we would like to talk with, what's your name?
Eric Aranda.
Eric Aranda, who owns this massive, massive and beautiful telescope. So tell me, Eric, how excited are you for the eclipse?
I am super excited. This is the first time bringing my telescope out to see the eclipse, and I can't wait to see it through my telescope and just even feeling the effect of the eclipse.
Yeah, I've heard it's going to get pretty chilly, and there's going to be some kind of optic illusions.
Yeah.
So are you like a big fan of astronomical events?
I love astronomy. I love looking at the planets and using my telescope, and it's a journey of learning, right? So I'm still learning a lot, but it's a lot of fun.
We have arrived here at the Rockets, and we have a fellow UD person over here. So what's your name?
Rick Wills.
Okay, Rick Wills. So so you have a lot of rockets, model rockets here. So why shoot rockets today?
Well, rockets today are our hobby. It's we're a National Association of Rocketry chapter here in Dayton called the Right Stuff Rocketeers, and we fly. We support the museum in a lot of educational things. For example, 28th of September, we will have the museum holds a big rocket day. We get like we've flown over 1,000 rockets in one day. So that's part of our club is to get people involved in STEM activities. And rocketry is one of them. We have every couple months we'll go to schools or places and build rockets. and kids, and we'll fly them very similar to what we're doing today. So the club has a very big outreach to try to get people interested in STEM activities and rocketry specifically. So we have a lot of fun doing it too. So.
What are you looking forward to most?
Honestly, it's just nice being outside with everybody. It's a beautiful day, and we're excited to watch the eclipse.
Thanks, Miss Cohen.
I'm just excited to, like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of chance to see this, and it's like everyone's outside. It's just a good atmosphere, so.
How does the sun cut his hair?
I don't know how.
Eclipse it.
Oh, man.
What's your name?
Heather Parsons.
What are you doing here today?
I am here to see the total solar eclipse.
And what are you looking forward to most for here?
The darkness and the once-in-a-lifetime chance to see it.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dorian Mays. Today I'm here with Mark Woodard. Mark, tell us where you're from today.
I'm from west of Pittsburgh.
So tell us, what brings you out to Dayton, Ohio?
So we wanted to see the eclipse anyway, and then we had the opportunity to show people educate them about the balloons, and so we took advantage of it. The goal was, when it was in the total eclipse, was completely dark, we were going to light up the envelopes and they were going to glow. I'm afraid it's going to be a little too windy for that today, unfortunately, but that was the plan.
Oh, man. Oh, you want to do a selfie during the solar eclipse? Let's do a selfie. On the hot air balloon right behind us,
Today we're here with
President Eric Spina.
How did you feel about the eclipse today?
I have to say, I was looking forward to it, but I wasn't over the moon, so to speak. It was incredible. It was incredible. It was like 100 times better than expected. What did you think?
I loved it. It was a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
It is. I mean, it was beautiful, and the way it got so dark and serene, and a whole community here together watching it, this was a really cool experience.
It really was. How does the sun cut his hair?
How does the sun cut his hair?
Yeah. Eclipse it. What's your name?
Penny.
How'd you feel about the eclipse?
It was out of this world.
Penny did not like the eclipse.
Here we are in Dayton, Ohio to witness the total solar eclipse. Now what's that, you may ask? Well, there are many different kinds of eclipses, but the total solar eclipse is when the moon completely covers the sun and only occurs every 18 months. You will be standing under what is called the moon's umbral shadow. And during a total solar eclipse, since the moon will be in front of the sun, you will see a ring of light behind the moon. Looks somewhat like this. And pretend that's black. Now, as a visual learner myself, I will demonstrate how the total solar eclipse works. So, you You have your sun, moon, and earth, and during a total solar eclipse, they align a particular way. Usually, in any normal circumstance, when the moon is in front of the sun, obviously the sun casts its rays and the moon produces a shadow. But during an eclipse, total solar eclipse, the moon casts its shadow onto the earth, and at the center of the shadow is what we experience as totality, the darkness I said earlier. Now there's also the path of totality, which spans all the way from the Oregon coast down to South Carolina. Now you may be wondering at this time, but wait, won't it hurt my eyes looking at the sun the entire time? You are absolutely right. Since you will be looking at the sun the entire time to witness this rare occurrence, special eclipse glasses are required, like these. And make sure they're approved. Now, if you don't wear them, you can permanently damage your eyes and even cause blindness. Now, you may experience some changes during a solar eclipse, such as 8 to 14 degree temperature drops, so it might be chilly, wear a jacket. Clouds may disappear after the eclipse. For example, back in 2005, Africa witnessed a total solar eclipse, and clouds disappeared for 50 minutes after the eclipse. And direction of wind can also change, but again, all these things are natural, so it's nothing to be afraid of. Now, one last thing you should probably be aware of is animal behavior. Don't worry, your dog won't attack you. In fact, domestic animals are actually pretty domestic during a total solar eclipse. But it's the small wildlife that has a different behavior, such as birds stop singing, spiders take down their webs, squirrels retreat to their dens, and the spring peeper frog will make a mating call. Now, I actually find animal behavior quite interesting during a total...
Dr. Hellstrom! Where have you been?
What are you talking about?
It's Monday.
No, it's not. The eclipse is tomorrow. I checked my calendar.
It's today!
Cut the camera.
Dr. Hellstrom! Where are you going? You just missed it!
You were lying to me.
I'm not! You've been thinking about this for weeks!
Yes,
Why would I lie?
I put it in my calendar.
Dr. Flynn has been emailing you and sending you calls!
You are my assistant.
No!
I am the doctor. I know what is right.
Please, protect your eyes at least! You can't just go and look at the sun!
No! How could I have missed this? I spent weeks planning this.